those two gentlemen. Great backcourt combination, a freshman against a guy with a little bit more experience. The big guys that'll bang down low, Woods and Voskuhl. And then the two that they look to down in the paint, Michael Wright and Kevin Freeman. That's game 2 of the Great 8 from United Center in Chicago. Those are contrasts as our second matchup of the night. The second-ranked team in the land, the Wildcats of Arizona, 6-0. The defending national champion UConn Huskies are 5-1. Welcome back, everybody. Game 1 belonged to the Big Ten as Michigan State in a rout really over Kansas. A score not indicative of how that game went. In this one, though, the two guys that we're going to look at and look to are the two guys that Arizona really and UConn look to, starting with Michael Wright.
Oh, we got the soda guy here. Oh, he's excited.
And Michael Wright is no mascot, trust me, for the Wildcats.
I'll tell you one thing, Michael Wright is such a fierce competitor. An outstanding post player inside. He's got a super strong body. Knows how to finish and finalize from the low dock inside. There he is with the up and under move. Good left-handed player and a tremendous offensive rebound. And he's home. He's in Chicago. You know, UConn only lost once this year. We did that game. Kevin Freeman didn't play particularly well against Iowa, but he's been playing better. He had 18 the other night. You know, adjusting to a new position, played the 3 on the floor. He can really run the court exceptionally well. If they're going to have a chance to win here today, he has to be big. He has to play like he did in the in the preseason last year. He was tremendous in the postseason. In the Big East tournament, was the MVP, and he has to be big. He's got to rebound, he's got to score, and he's got to help that front court, because I'll tell you one thing, Arizona's front court can match the Connecticut front court. So can our front court. Let's go to Jay Billis.
Brad, clearly the guards and the forwards are going to have an impact on this game, but the centers may have an impact on this game as well, and they're two centers with contrasting styles. First for Arizona, Loren Woods is long and lean. He runs the court extremely well, and he's a fine shot blocker. He had a great performance against Texas, against one of the top centers in the nation in Chris Mim. He's going to be going against Jake Voskuhl, one of the better interior defenders in the nation. Voskuhl is very strong and physical. He does a good job on the glass, but his team has asked him to look to score more, something that thus far this season he has not done. Look for Suleiman Wan to come into the ball game for Voskuhl. He does look to score and has been playing very well, Brad.
Jake's got to stay out of foul trouble too. That's been one of his problems. As we take a look at the starting lineups, first for Lute Olson in Arizona, Arenas and Gardner, those two guys in the backcourt that Dick talked about. Wright and Jefferson up front, and Loren Woods, a transfer from Wake Forest, now a 7'1" junior and built up considerably bigger for UConn. And Jim Calhoun, El-Amin and Mooring in the backcourt, Freeman and Saunders up front, and the aforementioned Jake Voskuhl at center. And Jake and Woods just about set, and Mike Woods got the ball in hand. Andre Botello and Brian Kersey are the two officials, and UConn's done pretty well against the Pac-10. Let's see how they do tonight against number 2 Arizona.
Well, when they lost to UCLA, that was a chance to go to the Final Four, and they were negated, and UCLA won the national title that year under Jimmy Herrick.
Here's Freeman down low. Nice reverse layup, so he's off to a good start.
See, he's so effective when he's down inside. I think it has a tendency to want to play on a perimeter. Look at this matchup right here. El-Amin and Gardner. Wow.
Jefferson going to try the lane. Nice strong move by Jefferson.
He was brilliant in the second half in that win over Texas. Didn't have a point at halftime. Scored in the second half. All his points was 8 for 10.
Jason Gardner.
Trap. Out of Arizona, they get it out to El-Amin.
They're zoning right now. They're sitting in his zone. 2-3 zone. They're going to make Connecticut make some shots. That means Mooring.
Tip pass. Freeman picks it up. El-Amin's going to take the jumper through traffic.
That's what he does well, Brad. He gets right into gaps and seams, and he attacks the basket. Great job by El-Amin. I love it.
When you see his body, you don't figure he's going to fit through the seams sometimes.
Looks like a fullback, linebacker.
He's actually in better shape than last year. Giving up the jump food. Woods missed a turnaround jumper. Cleared out of there by Saunders. Now ahead, Mooring on the other end. Going to put it up in a hurry. Got a good look.
See, that shot's got to go down. Last year when he kicked it up the sideline, they had Sir Richard Hamilton, and that was automatic.
Cross-court pass. Three-pointer. Got it. And that's Arenas.
I tell you, he's only 17 years of age. Can you believe that? He doesn't look 17, and he certainly doesn't play 17. They're going to go there and match up 2-3 with the big guy in the middle, the shot blocker.
El-Amin threw a brick up there, but nice cleanup job underneath by Edmund Saunders.
Saunders really has improved. Last year came on strong at the end of the year, but has really gotten better and better. Gives him some strong presence inside.
Stay in North Carolina, came back from that 5-point halftime deficit of 191 to 67, so they'll come in here having been pushed and tested as they get ready for Cincinnati tomorrow night.
I'll guarantee you Cincinnati will put a few more horses on the floor than Buffalo did. But a great effort by the Buffalo kids to be able to be up at halftime. Debuted their coach, Reggie Witherspoon. And the reason they played that game is because Ed Cody's former high school coach, Locke Eisenberg, was on their staff.
El-Amin got an open look, and that time he nailed it.
I tell you, he's not going to be bashful tonight. I think he's coming out tonight. He's heard so much about these diaper dandies. He said, hey, what about us jamming juniors?
4-point lead for UConn. Jefferson backs it inside to right with the left hand.
Tipped in. Arenas. Wow. Gilbert Arenas, the diaper dandy on the baseline. 5 for Arenas. You got to get back on defense, though. Reverse layup missed. Woods comes out of there with it on the dribble. And now pull it up. Long jumper. 3-pointer goes for Gardner. And they're going to be dynamite. What a duo. The last time 2 freshmen really sparked a team to national rankings, it was Jimmy King and Jalen Rose. And before that, 2 freshmen in a Pac-10, 1980, went to the Final Four. Michael Horton and Mr. Foster, Rod Foster, for UCLA.
Voskuhl on the high post, kicks it out. Loren was wide open, went for a 2-pointer instead, rimmed out, and Woods with another rebound.
They want Woods to get a little bit more aggressive, but he's been solid inside. Got good skills, runs the court exception well, can make the little jumper.
Woods from 17 makes the little jumper.
That's a secondary phase in their transition game. Catch the trailer, knock down the jump shot.
And Arizona, a 4-point hole early, and now they jump out to a 3-point lead.
Got to get in the gaps against this 2-3. See El-Amin trying to attack the 2, get 2 to play up, and then find an open man.
This game much more crisp on both ends to start than the first game was. El-Amin off the mark, stripped away, knocked out of bounds, and it'll still be UConn ball.
Now there's the screen. Now he's going to attack, square, pull his body up, knock it down. Now we watch the
junior. Here comes the freshman.
There's the jump shot. Jason Gardner, Mr. Basketball from out of Indianapolis. They feel the fact they won the national title in Indianapolis in '97 helped them recruit him.
El-Amin's got another look. Got another 3.
I'll tell you, he's feeling it. I mean, you just look at his eyes. He's got that feeling, baby.
Khaled's got 8 and a tie game at 12.
I'll tell you, talk about Storrs, Connecticut. You talk about the basketball top women, men, Gino Ariemo. What a great team he has in there this year.
Inside, Arenas wheels and puts it up. Voskuhl, whoa, Jake got up there on that one.
This game's got that big-time feel, as you said earlier.
The lob is intercepted by Jefferson. Gardner got mugged by El-Amin.
But both guys look like halfbacks. I'll tell you what, they look like halfbacks or fullbacks. This guy looks like a fullback. Hey, that's Ron Dane. That's Ron Dane, the Heisman Trophy winner. There he is.
15:25 to go. Game 2, night 1, grade 8. Khalid El-Amin's got a nice start going with 8 points.
Reese Davis with you. Indiana and Missouri. Missouri had the lead, 9 at halftime. Indiana keeps chipping away, chipping away. Luke Jimenez spotted up and draining the triple that cut it to 3. The Missouri lead is now down to 2 with 6:37 left, Brett.
Good one going there, Reese, in a tie game here. 12-12, 15:25 remaining first half. The grade 8 presented by EA Sports, and some of the fresh faces in this grade 8. And we've seen a couple here tonight already. Arenas and Gardner. Joseph Forte of North Carolina being here tomorrow night. Nick Collison had a tough night, fouled out tonight. Gooden played well for Kansas, though. And DeMar Johnson and Kenny Satterfield, they're waiting on deck. And their coaches here, and so are they in full force. They'll play tomorrow night. This is the second of 2 tonight. If you missed the first game, it was Michigan State rather easily over Kansas, though the Jayhawks made a pretty good run midway point in the second half. Woods, good look on the baseline and reverse layup. Woods got it back and got fouled by Saunders.
I'll tell you, he showed some aggressiveness right there, and what a great look, Brad. Just an excellent pass. I'll tell you, he's a big-time passer for a post player. He got the smile on his face, was down at Wake Forest. The one problem with Wake Forest is very simple, 2 words, Tim Duncan. Now look at that pass. Great dump down from the 7-1 guy. Now look at him attack the basket. And this is what they want out of him. They want him to go up aggressively.
Andre Patillo just had a chat with Saunders and Woods about they must be banging around a little bit too much, and told him to cool it. We'll see if that's the case or not. There's the numbers on Loren so far. Saunders the guy that fouled him.
I'll tell you, we mentioned that Wake Forest team. I think they're going to have an outstanding year. They got 9 players. They rotate Davey Odom's club, and I think they're going to be a big-time threat in the ACC this season. Seems like Robert O'Kelly's really starting to learn how to play the point guard position, how to distribute the basketball, as well as think shot.
Loren Woods knocked them both down. 2-point Arizona lead.
So well coached, both these clubs. You took them 2 of the masters in the game, Jim Calhoun and Lute Olson.
I said 1,152 wins between them.
And lots of cash between them. I think that Jim Calhoun just got a new deal over $900,000 a year. God bless him.
Good drive inside, and he finished it off. Robertson. His first basket.
They predict big things from Robinson. They think he's going to be a heck of a player wearing that Connecticut uniform.
He's got the rebound off the backside. Here he comes again, and he feeds it back inside. Just a little too quick and a little too deep. For Suleiman Wan. Loren Woods talked with us about his Wake Forest experience and how it's different now.
The Arizona system compared to Wake Forest is just we're more up-tempo. Out in the West, I think that the officiating is a little bit different. You know, it's not a lot of physical play down low that they let you get away with. You know, in the ACC, they let you get away with a lot of pushing and a lot of bumping.
He squares up and almost hit after being bounced around a little bit. Rebound comes off to El-Amin. I think that was a little bit of the rap on Loren Woods, though he was a young guy at that point, Dick, that he was a soft player for being 7'1". Everybody thinks you're supposed to be Superman if you're 7'1".
Well, exactly. And then following Tim Duncan, I think that was the biggest problem. Coming in here, everybody saw what a great player Duncan is, and certainly the best, I think, in the NBA today in terms of winning. He and Garnett certainly are 2 stars. But I think he had that problem, and he really was an unhappy kid. He was not happy with all the expectations. And sometimes a change is good for everyone, and a change has been really good for Loren Woods.
Nice move on the baseline, pass out to Woods. Jefferson. And now Gardner's open for 3. Rimmed out.
It's nice when you got a point guard that can knock that shot down. That just went a little bit out, but you can see he's got a great stroke.
Robertson takes it all the way and tries to go over Woods. Wan missed inside. Ball still loose.
I think Robertson's really pumped up. He's heard so much about Gardner and Arenas. He wants to show that he can play as well. Big-time high school player out of Providence, Rhode Island.
6'2", freshman, averaged 28 a game last year in the senior season.
Yes, St. Andrews. Saw him at the Adidas All-American camp when I spoke there, and he was sensational.
Here's Freeman. Inside. Strong move by Kevin Freeman.
That's where he belongs. He is so much more effective when he is down in deep. There's no way that he's comfortable playing 17 feet away from the basket on the wing.
Kevin's got 4. They've had 3 ties, 6 lead changes so far. In low, and Wright has an answer. He comes back and just gives Freeman a little bit of his own medicine.
What a big-time move by Wright. He played high school right here in Chicago at Farragut with Kevin Garnett. What a combination that was.
Freeman. Whoa! Sent that baby out to the 7th row.
I'll tell you one thing. This has got NCAA tournament feel to it. It's got that kind of energy and that kind of electricity. Look at Loren Woods.
Watch how far this one goes up.
See, the bottom line is you want to block shots. You want to try to keep them on the floor.
Yeah, this one was going baseline anyway. Didn't matter. That baby is out of here.
Yeah, psychologically he's sending a message, too. He's sending a message, Brad. He's saying, thou shalt not enter thy lane.
That is his 19th block shot of the year. So he's averaging 3 a game.
Now we're going to watch Wan inside. They're going to rotate Bosco and Wan against Woods. Wan has really improved.
Long jumper. There's what he can do for a big guy. That's unbelievable. Aju Dang.
Oh, Aju Dang came in and knocked that down. Wow. That was that big jumper from up on top.
He's not afraid to take the outside shot, that's for sure.
No, he's got good offensive skill.
Woods kept it alive, missed. Wan comes out of there with a rebound, moves it ahead to El-Amin.
They're really impressed with the way Wan has been playing.
Gardner stripped the ball. Almost came up with the turnover. Wan trying to get it to El-Amin, and Gardner won't let it.
Got Doug Wren on the floor now. Kid with great skills. Washington.
Luke Walton in there for Arizona.
He's a good passer. Got great passing skills. Knows how to play the game. Has really increased his minutes with his performance.
El-Amin with 2. on the shot clock, and Walton comes up with a rebound. Nice outlet pass, and ahead to Woods. Great pass from Gardner.
Yes, sir. Look at the big guy running the floor. Created by the initial outlet by Mr. Walton. You think he learned how to outlet passes, maybe from his dad?
Boy, I tell you what, that was a sweet-looking one with one hand to bounce pass, and it only took Gardner one more dribble to get it down to Woods. That was good-looking transition basketball.
I'll tell you, what a great newcomer to have in Loren Woods. People can say what they want, pass him. He's 7'2", he blocks shots, he runs the court. He's got good mental attitude, he's a bright kid.
All of Arizona's starters have scored now. They're mixing it up well, hit the 11-minute mark. More on the shot clock. Again, El-Amin's got a hang in the air and throw one up there. Woods with the outlet this time, and it's swiped away by Moring. Moring goes straight ahead against Woods, but wave it off.
Yes, sir, Mike Woods waves it off. Albert Moring doesn't get the break, doesn't get the conversion.
So Woods holds his ground. Moring with 6 points, 4 rebounds, and a charge taken. We're tied again. 10:53 remaining here in Chicago.
Reese Davis with you in Madison, Texas, and Wisconsin. Badgers embarrassed by their performances against Syracuse and Wake Forest, but John Bryant giving Dick Bennett a little offense, draining the triple, and Bryant hit another one to give Wisconsin a 52-38 lead, Brett.
Wow, a strange night continues.
Oh, that's absolutely unbelievable. When you look at scores like that, how do you believe it?
Tied up here.
Oh, take a look right here. See this big guy? You're going to watch him release and be the first guy down the floor. There goes the jump shot. Now we're going to watch the big guy. Walton comes down with the rebound. Hold it, freeze it. Look at the big guy getting up the court. He beats everybody down the floor. Look at him run up and down the court. Great outlet by the young Mr. Walton. And look at the big guy running jam. Woo!
I had said the numbers there at Wake Forest, and now this season in Arizona. I said it only took Gardner one dribble to get it to Woods. Didn't even take that. Gardner took that outlet pass and heaved it up court, and Woods caught it in stride.
It's nice when you got a big guy that's that agile that can really run up and down the floor.
Freeman kicks it back out. El-Amin's open. Got it.
I'll tell you, El-Amin, if he squares that body, he's got that great release.
He's got 3 triples and 11 in the game, and UConn with its biggest, no, it hasn't quite matched its biggest advantage. It led by 4 earlier.
Jim Calhoun went into a half-court trap, now rotated back into man-to-man defense.
Here's Wright. Bosco steps in his path. Didn't get the roll, and out of bounds to UConn. Grade 8 presented by EA Sports continues tomorrow. Don't forget, 18th ranked Temple will take out the Bulldogs of Gonzaga, followed by North Carolina 7th ranked Tar Heels, who had a scare tonight against the #1 club in the land, the Bearcats of Cincinnati. That's all tomorrow night. Brad Nessler, Dick Vitale, Jay Billis, John Saunders, and Digger Phelps, and our entire ESPN crew here at United Center, Chicago tonight. Bosco had it blocked. Woods got a hand on it.
Oh, he could have made the layup right inside. He should have taken it right to the basket.
Walton on the outside feeds. Woods down low against Saunders. Got in a little bit too deep, tried to lead it back out in the paint. El-Amin comes up with a loose ball.
El-Amin broke the hearts of the coach John Thompson at Georgetown, broke the heart of Roy Williams at Kansas when he announced for Connecticut. Also broke the heart of the people of Minnesota.
That's right. Clem Haskins snapped up there. He had originally said as a junior he was going to be a gopher. Bosco. Offensive foul.
Certainly sad what's happening in the Minnesota program. Dan Munson trying to get him on the right road. They haven't lost yet. Joe Prisbella really playing well. I hope he comes back to school. I saw that Jim Calhoun got that new contract. I thought that's going to set the tone for everyone else. I feel that guys like Calhoun are worth the money because they're almost like CEOs, Brad. They bring so much money into a university in the way they create so much excitement for the program and ticket sales, selling merchandise, you name it.
Almost like what you do for ESPN, I guess.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much. I'll make you my agent, man.
Juan pulls down the long rebound.
I'll make you my agent. I want to be your agent.
Yeah, right. Freeman on top. Freeman had a couple buckets early. He's quieted now with 8:50 remaining in the half.
See, when he plays on the perimeter here, he just doesn't look comfortable.
Right.
Playing here with Richard Jefferson. He slides inside. He becomes a different player when he gets 15 feet and down.
Robertson with 9 on the shot clock. Behind the back dribble. Missed the shot. Tracked down by Arenas.
Look at Woods run the floor. Again, he was the first guy down the floor.
And he gets it down low and goes straight up with hook shots way off the mark, though.
Yeah, not a good look right there.
Juan pulled it off the backside.
lot of patience by Connecticut.
Freeman straight up with it. Got it.
And Kevin Freeman faces, shows that jump shot. He said he's really worked on that shot. Played at Patterson Catholic with Timmy Thomas.
Biggest lead of the night for UConn, and Arizona calls a timeout with 8:08 remaining in the half. The defending champs out to a 6-point advantage.
UConn leading Arizona by 6. Jake Voskuhl has been a bit of a puzzle for UConn coach Jim Calhoun. He's trying to get Voskuhl to be more of a threat inside, and when Voskuhl got the ball down low, he hesitates before he goes up. That goes right into the shot block by Loren Woods. The second time he gets it, a little more aggressive in taking the ball to the basket, but still charges, doesn't get anything. Jake Voskuhl has not yet scored in this ball game. Very important for him to become a scorer. He's a very tough player, an outstanding rebounder, a guy through whom a lot of offense flows because he's such a good passer. But Dick and Brad, he's got to look to score.
Yep.
I agree with you. I'll tell you, Jay, he can become an important factor offensively, and they do go through him, and he has ability to score. I'll tell you one thing, though. I wish I had his looks, man.
UConn 6 straight points in the last 2.5 minutes. So Arizona looking to snap a little bit of a drought. Wright was off balance. Juan did a nice job defensively. Robertson clears it ahead. Durant on the run. Oh, he got it swatted out of there by Jefferson.
I tell you, Richard Jefferson with that good defensive ability, rotating over, comes into the lane, gets the good angle for the block shot, and there's a look at Lute Olson, 15 consecutive NCAA birds. National champs in '97. Jefferson said, "Out of here, baby."
Don't forget, coming up Thursday at 5 Eastern, the 9th annual Home Depot College Football Awards Show. The Maxwell, O'Brien, Thorpe, and Eddie Robinson Coach of the Year awards will be given out, plus the Burger King Coaches All-America team will be announced. Then Saturday at 8 Eastern, ESPN brings you the Heisman Trophy presentation presented by Wendy's, live from the Downtown Athletic Club in New York City. Ron Dane, Joe Hamilton, Chad Pennington, Drew Brees, Michael Vick will all be there. Speaking of awards, how about the World University Games gold medal team? We got about half of that club here either tonight or tomorrow night as you look at the members of that club that won that championship over the summer.
They won that gold medal under Oliver Purnell, now doing a great job at Dayton. He was the coach of that club. Dayton beat Kentucky. We talking about the Atlantic 10, and they beat New Mexico at New Mexico.
Saunders trying to keep alive his own miss, and he was able to.
I'll tell you, Connecticut has a better bounce to their game than they did last year when we were here. Remember the first half against Washington? Jim Calhoun was livid. In fact, he said they had their worst practice the day before. He said it was like 10 individuals trying to try out for the NBA because all the NBA guys from the Chicago Bulls were sitting above as they practiced in Michael's house.
Now they're their 3rd trip in the grade 8. Beat Duke in '94, Washington last year. So the 3rd grade 8 for Arizona as well. El-Amin has been on fire.
And they're going to beat a lot of people as long as that little guy's at control. There's an example of having a point guard who understands how to play.
13 points for El-Amin, and the lead now is 8.
Taking high percentage shots, not really taking a bad shot.
Right, nice strong rebound, but he didn't go back up with it with the right hand. Used that left hand, and that hasn't been too good to him tonight.
You are right. He should have definitely went up on that right-hand side of the floor. He could have at least drawn contact and had an opportunity on the line. Oh, look at this right here. Wow, we got all kinds of scouts. Mr. Grunfeld's in the house. Wow, look at everybody. Donaher from Dayton now scouting in the NBA. I saw a bunch of other, Will Robinson, Jerry West, Ronnie Lester, Scotty Starlin, Dr. J, John Gabriel. They're all here. They came to see my buddy Brad Nessler.
That's right.
Wow.
They can see me at halftime. Oh, glass.
Wow, that's Nick Horvath. That's what happened down the 2. Unbelievable.
Aju Deng with his 2nd 3-pointer. You just don't expect you have to go out on a 6'10 guy, and he's knocked 2 of those home. The lead's 11. Up until that shot. Up and down the floor in a hurry.
You got to call that shot. You showed off the glass, baby. You got to call that one.
El-Amin calls his without the backboard, and Wright the rebound.
Michael Wright is a warrior. Pac-10 Rookie of the Year. Look at a nice catch. There is the conversion.
Catch by Woods.
I'll tell you, the big guy can really run the floor. He gets up and down as well as any big kid in America.
That cuts it to 7. Nice adjustment in midair. How about that move by Morin?
I'll tell you, Albert Morin cannot get that deuce against the 7-2 inside. Loren Woods cannot allow him to attack the basket. That's his territory.
They pack it into Wright, who kicks it right back out. He and Arenas play catch on that right side. Got to be an open man. There was momentarily, but instead of taking the outside shot, he goes for that, and a chance for a three-point play by Jefferson.
Richard Jefferson with that unbelievable drive from out of Phoenix, Arizona.
He obviously didn't like the look of that outside jumper and took it for a lot of traffic, and I didn't think he was going to be able to do this.
I tell you, he's making like Sean Elliott here from the wing. There he is, gliding through the lane, gets that high arc. You talk about great wing players. Sean Elliott was tremendous.
Here's the one where you say bored when you're playing
Yeah,
horse.
you got to call out glass, baby. You got to call out bank time. I mean, that's bank time. Bank knocks it down. Hey, talking about great wing players. I think the best ever to play for Lute Olson certainly was Sean Elliott, followed by Damon Stoudemire. Those two, to me, would be my 1-2 punch.
Not a bad group. El-Amin still shooting. Missed his last two now. Walton had his hands on the rebound, and Voskuhl fouled it from behind.
You know, Brad, I've never seen him be that aggressive offensively in terms of shooting the basketball.
Foul number 43, Jake Voskuhl. Second personal, 6 team foul.
Freshman guards, and look at the guys that they have had over the years. Steve Kerr, Khalid Reeves, David Stoudemire, Mike Bibby, and three of those guys are still in the NBA, and one's played in Europe, I believe.
Yeah, and then the second guard, Michael Dickerson, now hooking up with Michael Bibby down there in Vancouver. Bibby not having a great year this year. Had a better year it seemed last year as a rookie.
Walton, nice pass to Gardner. Anderson now trying to back in, wheels on the baseline, didn't get the roll. Tipped up above the glass, everybody playing above the rim. And finally, after all of that, a foul.
Anderson, pretty good shooter. I'll tell you, Brad, he comes off the floor and gives him some point production.
This is game 2 of night 1 of the Grade 8 presented by EA Sports. Second-ranked Arizona, undefeated at 6-0. The defending champion UConn Huskies 5-1, lost their opener and haven't lost since. That opening loss to Iowa.
Yeah, they had that tough loss. You and I saw that game. Steve Alford's club played brilliantly that night.
Sure did. There's an open man. And a foul to make him earn it from the free throw line.
I'll tell you, I mentioned the Pac-10, though. Stanford was brilliant out there with the coaches versus cancer. They won the whole tournament, beating Iowa after they had beaten Duke. And we'll see them on Saturday, you and I, at 12 noon. It'll be interesting how they adjust playing. It'll be 9 a.m. their time.
That's right. It's going to be an early morning noon game in Atlanta at Phillips Arena, the new home of the Hawks and the Thrashers. Dick and I will be there for that one. So when we say we're going to see the top 7 teams in the country over the course of the week, that we just top it off with number 3 on Saturday.
I'll tell you, it's amazing as he misses the free throw. Think about the Pac-10. 3 of the 11 teams in America, the top 11, are from the Pac-10. As you look at number 1, Bob Huggins talking to Joey Meyer, trying to get some advice. Look at Bob Huggins, Cincinnati Bearcats.
He's pretending to listen again, much like when he was talking to Digger earlier.
I mean, yeah, you're right. He was making believe he was listening to everybody. Oh, look at this kid go to the basket.
Missed it, though. Couldn't finish. And here comes UConn the other way. Robertson going to take it up against Walton. And he drew a foul.
Make no doubt about it, Tony Robertson's going to become an outstanding player over at Connecticut. He is going to become a solid perimeter player, provide some scoring off the bench.
4:24 left in the half. UConn leading by 7.
I tell you, Lute Olson gets younger looking every time I look at him.
I guess.
And what an amazing record he has achieved. I said the other day, in fact, you look at Calhoun and you look at Olson and you look at their numbers. Pac-10 team in the 90s definitely has to be Arizona. Big East team in the 90s has to be Connecticut. I mean, they got Hall of Fame numbers. I mean, those guys someday you will see them in the Hall of Fame. In fact, Jim Calhoun is the only coach, correct me if I'm wrong, Brad, to win 200 or more games at 2 different schools.
Did a great job in Iowa. In the last 3 seasons, the national champions. Lute won 1 and Tubby won 1, and then Jim Calhoun won 1. And Lute says, you know, Jim and I talked about this. Everybody thought we were such idiots as coaches. Then you win a national championship, and for some reason, when you win it all, people tend to look at you differently, and maybe you're not quite as much of an idiot as you appeared to be before.
Well, I don't think anybody ever thought those guys were idiots. When you look at the track record, the job that Lute Olson did at Long Beach State, at Iowa, and also now at Arizona. McKeel Center, about 35 in a row, and all will they be tested with Michigan State coming to town Saturday.
Walton spins, misses. Arenas, though, cleans up.
See, Arenas a lot like Charlie Bell. Will get a lot of scores off the glass and rebound as well. That's going to be a heck of a matchup, Bell and Arenas. There's that zone, aggressive 2-3.
Under 4 minutes now in the half. 33-26, 7-point lead for UConn.
They play that matchup zone. Got to attack gaps. Got to get at the seam. See, there's the seam, but he won't.
Robertson walks with it. And very few turnovers. Well, we got a timeout. 3:46. Lute Olson looking good with that silver hair. Jake Voskuhl with the Hollywood hair. My partner has none. But
Does this sound familiar?
Dick Vitale back at United Center. You know the reason we wear these headsets, don't you? We were going to break. We were talking about great hair. My partner has great hair,
I got
too.
no hair.
Well, yeah, but
I got my bulldog.
Well, there we go.
Oh, look, I got to brush it up, baby.
There you go.
Hey, look at that little bald dog. I didn't know I was that bald.
Yeah.
Oh, surfer boy. I wish I had a hairstyle like that. I'd be a TV star.
Khalid El-Amin doesn't have that much hair, but he's got it working tonight, I'll tell you that much. 3 threes and a couple of deuces. He's been the leading scorer in the ball game so far, and he's helped UConn out to a 33-26 lead with 3:46 left in the half.
I've never seen him be that aggressive offensively, thinking shot as he is tonight, Khalid El-Amin. Really thinking shot. Oh, nice pass.
Nice look inside, and the extra pass made that pays off.
Oh, so unselfish. Taking a high percentage shot, making a good interior pass. That's been a trademark of Lute Olson's basketball teams.
Connecticut shooting 71% from three-point range.
Wow. That's Mr. El-Amin.
Yeah, he's done most of it.
Really playing with a lot of confidence, boys. When you rate the top point guards in America, you got to include that guy right in that list. We'll see one tomorrow night if he's healthy. Pepe Sanchez. The Temple. Matt Santangelo can flat out play as well. Teammate with Richie Fromm forms a great combination.
El-Amin's got to shoot again. Had no choice.
Oh, nobody back.
Finding down, and now Gardner.
Nobody back.
Takes it all away.
That's a breakdown defensively. You don't usually see that in Jim Calhoun's coach basketball teams, and he'll address that right now.
Well, El-Amin's the guy that had to penetrate and get the shot off before the shot clock, and he couldn't get back out of the traffic.
There's nobody rotated back to replace him.
Don't forget 2 minutes, 50 seconds from now coming up. Halftime. John Saunders and Digger Fit. Digger's got guys that help him with his coat, his brownies, just about everybody. Those two coming up with a halftime report. Bob Huggins will be along live. We'll have a recap of Kansas and Michigan State. If you missed it, Reese Davis will have scores and highlights as well.
You know, Digger's looking right now. He said, "Where's Howie Schwab? Give me Howie. I need some information. Where are you, Howie?" He's our research guy. Look at Digger. He's looking for Howie Schwab. This John Saunders said, "Calm down. Don't worry about it. We'll get Howie here."
He's looking for Howie, and Howie's looking for more brownies. 33-30. Meanwhile, here in reality, as Jim Calhoun's team's lead has gone from 11 down to 3.
I tell you, he handled his situation off the court so well, so mature after making a major mistake last year when he got picked up with having marijuana in the car. He admitted he made a mistake and faced the people and said, really, I let down so many people, and it will not happen again. And I believe it will not happen again. Khalid El-Amin.
He is at the point. Got a zone going now, Arizona.
I'll tell you, I like Gardner, though. What a future he's got. Look at the little guy battling El-Amin. He said, I don't care you're an All-American. I don't care you got all that experience.
You see the shot clock above the backboard as El-Amin took another one from the outside. Walton clears off the rebound and scoops it off.
Walton and Anderson are really nice off the bench. They don't hurt you at all.
Arenas throws it away, though. Saunders comes back the other way. El-Amin adjusts in midair. The follow by Saunders.
I mean, Saunders showed his great strength.
That stretches it back to 5, 35-30.
I tell you, Michael Wright's really been kept under control, and he's been a dominant player in that Arizona uniform. He's had 17 double-doubles in 35 games, one every 2, basically, since he's been in Arizona. There he is now,
coming back in now.
Yeah.
He and Woods
Arizona, number 21, Michael Wright.
and Jefferson all check back in. So 3 of their starters that were getting a breather. Wright, tremendous job against Texas. And he's only missed 1 game of having a double-double every time this year.
I'll tell you, that's a great numbers there. And I have a nice line on the road, 16-13 against Chris Menden Company in Texas. Hey, Jay, have you ever seen Khalid El-Amin think so much in terms of shot as we're seeing here tonight?
I have not, Dick, but primarily it's because he's not getting a lot of help from Albert Mooring, a guy that you identified prior to the game as somebody who needed to play well. And Jim Calhoun told me this morning he's not worried about Kevin Freeman at the 3 spot. What he's more worried about is getting production from Albert Mooring at the 2 spot. So far, he hasn't gotten it, Dick.
Yeah, he had it against Duke. He put 22 on the board in that Duke game, Mooring, but it's been quiet since then.
Saunders trying to clean up, tipped in there by Aju Dang. Dang's got 8 off the bench.
Aju Dang, we heard so much about him coming on the collegiate level. He's got a lot of skills. Got to get stronger physically and be a little bit more aggressive defensively.
And a walk.
He's able to walk right there.
49 seconds remaining in the half.
You know what's great? I want to say this. Shows a sign of maturity. You and I did the game here, Illinois and Duke. Frank Williams had a horrendous game. Took a lot of bad shots.
Right.
I'll tell you, I don't know if you know this or not, Brad. He went out that night, looked at the videotape about 2:30 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and said, you know what? I got to change. And oh, did he change and mature, and was brilliant against Maryland and played well also against Seton Hall.
I thought you were going to say he watched that tape and said, boy, I hate those two guys.
No, he said, I really believe what they said. I read some of his quotes, and we want to salute you, Frank. That's a sign of maturity.
Yep, he's going to be a good one.
Yes, he is. He's got a world of talent. So is Illinois.
Shot clock on the left side of your screen. El-Amin with the left hand on the scoop. Anderson takes off the carom. Ahead to Gardner. Arizona trying to score before halftime. Jefferson looks up, waits for his troops.
See, I think El-Amin's looking a little bit too much for the shot. He's got to get some people involved. I think when you look at his numbers right now, he's got big point production, but he's taking a lot of shots.
Gardner threw it away. The freshman gave it right up to Mooring. He's going to get a shot off before the buzzer. So nobody scores there in the last minute, and UConn maintains a 7-point lead. But it's Khalid El-Amin with 13 points, 3 out of 5 from outside the arc, and he's pumped up 15 shots, but he's pumped up his team to a 7-point advantage. Defending NCAA champs at halftime, leading the number two team in the country, and Jay's with the leading coach, Jim Calhoun.
Thanks, Brad. Jim, can you assess your team's performance in the first half?
Yeah, our energy level is good. Our decision-making is poor. The zone has either made us or break us. We've got great layups off it, and then, of course, we've got some things that aren't so good. But I would say okay.
Couple things. One, how do you stop Arizona's transition? How do you get Albert Mooring involved?
Replace him in the lineup, maybe. Secondly, he's got to do some good things and, finish some plays. But, we're 37-30, so I think we're up. And we aren't playing great. And we really need to get back on defense and find people as opposed to just find areas.
Thanks, Jim. Good luck in the second half. Back to you, Brad.
All right, guys, thanks. 37-30, the halftime score. The Huskies in front. John Saunders and Digger Phelps coming up with our halftime show in a moment.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the Grade 8, presented by EA Sports, is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, located on the web at MBUSA.com, and by Inside PC Gaming and Inside Video Gaming magazines, the life behind the games you love.
One team in the Tar Heels. Question of the night, who's your diaper dandy? And an NBA update. Stick around, second half is coming up.
The King Kong. ESPN's exclusive presentation of the Grade 8 is presented by EA Sports and Knockout Kings 2000. If it's in the game, it's in the game.
Halftime at United Center. The Grade 8 presented by EA Sports, where the defending national champion Huskies of UConn lead 37-30 over second-ranked Arizona. And in the first half, UConn led by as many as 11 points at one point. But the highlights in the first half belong to Loren Woods on one end, the biggest guy on the court, not only on defense but on offense as well, with 10 points. And then the smallest guy on the court that was filling it up from the get-go tonight. He had 3 threes, Khalid El-Amin, and a couple of 2-point field goals. 13 points in that first half. Brad Nessler and Dick Vitale back with you at United Center. You talked about El-Amin shooting a lot more. He certainly did. He's like way ahead of the normal pace for him.
Well, he's got 15 shots, and he averages that for a game, and he's done that at halftime. I think he's got to make a few extra passes and get the ball inside as well as thinking shot. On the other end, as you look at the stats right here, Michael Wright's got to become really a major factor scoring inside for Lute Olson's club.
He was totally quiet in the first half. Rebounds relatively even. Turnovers not a big story there. And neither team shooting that well.
Gardner and Arenas between them got 12 points. But this Arizona team will not go away. They're just too talented and too tough, and they're not going to go away. You can count on that. I think we're going to have ourselves a game that's going to come down in the last 4 minutes.
Michael Wright, Dick was talking about, 1 for 6 from the floor, just 2 points at halftime. And remember, he's averaging a double-double. They lob it underneath the Woods, makes a tough catch. Arenas is wide open. They back off, and they shouldn't have.
I'll tell you, Gilbert Arenas has got stardom all over his chest, Brad. He's going to become one of the outstanding perimeter players to wear an Arizona uniform.
He's got 10 points now, and all of a sudden, just in the first few seconds of the second half, the lead's down to 4.
A three-point shot will change things quickly.
Absolutely. That one caromed off Woods' left hand. It'll still be UConn ball on the baseline.
Bosco can't believe it. He's saying, hey, Saunders, what kind of pass was that? He threw a bullet. He threw a Nolan Ryan fastball at him. Wow.
El-Amin all the way on the baseline, and he put up a shot that Bosco followed.
There's Jake Bosco hanging around the basket. I think this kid's got too much ability to score as little as he does. I really believe that. He's a very active player. He can block shots inside. He passes well.
His dad says he's never scored more than 20 points in any basketball game in his life. Jake says it's a lie. Here's the outside jumper. Doesn't go for Jefferson. Mooring clears it off.
King Albert's got to get some looks from the perimeter.
Saunders inside. Strong move, didn't finish. And the rebound comes off the right.
I love the way Michael Wright rebounds. Pac-10 Rookie of the Year last year, a Super South this year.
Got 6 boards, not scoring much, but he is hitting the glass. Arenas goes inside, and he's fouled.
I tell you, Arenas has got that aggressive style, just attacks the basket.
Fouls on Connecticut's number
17 years old. I'll tell you one thing. Look at him go right to the goal. He takes it right at the big guys and earns the trip to the foul line.
For Arizona, Gilbert Arenas.
So Arenas steps up. 6'3" freshman, North Hollywood, California. As Nick said earlier, the MVP, the preseason NIT, and he had 20 in the title game against Kentucky, and he's come out with the first 4 points in the second half for the Wildcats.
Right, you know, doing the research, trying to find out whenever there's a combination of guards as freshmen on winning clubs in terms of top 10 in America. We came up with certainly the Michigan group, the Fab Five, but also that UCLA club with Kiki Vandeweghe and company. The backcourt was Michael Holton and Rod Foster from out of Connecticut, and they went to the Final Four. And Lute Olson was at that Final Four, coaching Iowa with Ronnie Lester. And our guy, our producer, Kim Belton from Stanford, he played against that UCLA team.
We got all kinds of connections.
Yes, sir.
El-Amin missed a 3, air ball.
He's already taken 2 shots, 17 shots. He'll get a little bit tired, a little bit exhausted. He's got to start passing the rock a little more.
He's not guarding Gardner right now, though. Mooring is.
He's got Arenas. They got a matchup with Arenas. Arenas can post him inside. See, Arenas wants to set the screen.
And now Arenas got open momentarily, feeds inside to right, and another foul.
What I like about Arenas, he has such a good understanding of how to play the game, and he's 17 years of age. Now look at Michael Wright right now. He's going to try to go inside and post. Look at the big guy getting wide on Mr. Juan. He's trying to hold position inside. What a combination. It amazes me to think that he played in high school on the same team with Kevin Gardner.
He was a freshman when Garnett was a senior.
He said he learned so much from him as he missed the free throw. He said people don't understand what a great work ethic that Kevin Garnett had.
Number 32.
You mentioned also out of that same school, Ronnie Fields was highly touted. Kind of bounced around the CBA a little bit.
He had an injury as well, Ronnie Fields, and that really curtailed his growth as a player.
Right, missed them both.
Yeah, missed them both. Did not look good on either one of the two either. I'll tell you, Chicago produced some great high school players. You look at Michael Wright. Look at him in high
There's
school.
those 2 guys together. Wright and Garnett.
Wow. What Kevin Garnett has become as you look at Michael Wright with that patented post move on the inside, the great look by Garnett.
Farragut Academy. Here's Loren Woods. Big height advantage on Saunders. He doesn't use it. Leaves it for Gardner to right.
That is just great team basketball. What inside passing. What an understanding of how to play the game. That big fella can pass the basketball.
Gardner's got some nice vision. The freshman out of Indianapolis gets the assist on that one.
He's Mr. Basketball in Indiana.
There's a trap on a double team. The lead, by the way, is down to 2.
We said that team will not go away. Arizona's too talented and too well coached.
Here's Freeman. This is where he's best. But he stepped on the baseline. Take it back.
Yeah, he really is, though. You're exactly right, though, Brad. He's an outstanding baseline performer.
And still Robertson now on Gardner. They continue to switch off on the Arizona point guard. Woods, tough catch in low, and it blinds.
Yeah, he's got to explode to the basket once he catches it in that deep.
And tie up. It's going to go the other way. UConn will get the ball.
See, right there, when you get the ball in that deep and you're 7-2 with his agility, he's got to catch and go right to the basket.
Yep.
Right to the rack. See, watch him right here. Now, he's going to catch the ball in deep. See, once he catches it here, he can't hesitate. He's got to go right to the basket.
He lost the handle on it a little bit I hadn't seen until the replay.
Yeah, you're right. He did bobble a little bit.
Robertson. No shot. Woods says a foul before the shot. It's going to be on Gardner.
The Arizona fouls on number 22, Jason Gardner.
I'll tell you, we talked about attacking seams, attacking gaps. That was an example. When there's a gap and a hole in the defense, you want to utilize dribble penetration. Duke does that so well, Mike Krzyzewski's kids.
El-Amin inside. Can't get it to go. Freeman underneath trying to clean up, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
I tell you, he's a Windex man when he plays on the inside. I tell you, when he's on the interior, he really does a great job. See, we're going to talk about here. Freeze it right here. See right here. He wants to attack that gap area. Dribble penetration. Attack off the dribble. You create opportunities. That's what you're attempting to do.
We're at the 17-minute mark remaining. UConn clinging to a 2-point lead. They led 29-18 in the first half. Freeman misses the free throw. Either one of our guys that we talked about to open the show tonight having particularly good games. Freeman with 7, Wright's got 4.
Look good on that stroke right there. Freeman was transferred after his second year to Massachusetts. Came back and made a wise decision.
Arenas walked with it.
Traveling violation. Connecticut ball.
I tell you, when you look at that Pac-10, it is loaded. But the only question I have is we don't know yet how good UCLA is because they've just been beaten up on a lot of cupcakes. It's been Cupcake City. My guy Steve Levin, I mean, he's getting more cupcakes than Hostess, baby. He's going to be like Bill Frieda was in his days when he was at Arizona State and Michigan. I used to love the team's Frieda.
El-Amin has not scored this half. Baseline, Saunders tipped up and comes out of there. Jefferson, if he can find the handle now, will get a timeout called, and he got the timeout call. So they'll keep possession. They trail by 3.
Evan Saunders really made a great move to the basket, but couldn't come up with the score. As you look at Jim Calhoun with the referees, having a little fun. Did a great job at Northeastern as well.
A little lobbying going on.
Yep. Won 5 of the last 6 Big East regular season championships, 3 of the last 4 tournament championships.
Don't forget the Grade 8 presented by EA Sports continues tomorrow night. More excellent hoops. Number 18 Temple take on Gonzaga, followed by 7th-ranked North Carolina against the number 1 Bearcats of Cincinnati. North Carolina was down by 5 to Buffalo in the first half. At halftime, and they scored 29 more points than Buffalo did in the second half and won it 91-67, but I'm sure they used up a little bit of their juice before they come in here tomorrow night.
You know, Lute Olson's had a tough year when you think about it, Brad. He lost one of his real close friends, a Ricky Birdsong from out of Chicago, who lost his life in that unbelievable nonsense shooting, hate crime. And then he had his wife, Bobby, who's a tremendous lady and a great fan of Arizona basketball, came down with ovarian cancer. Sean Elliott had the kidney transplant. It's been a tough year for Lute Olson emotionally, and yet he's been so solid through it all.
Jefferson leaves it back out for Woods, almost stolen away. Arenas picks it up, 7 on the shot clock. Somebody's going to have to make a move to the hole pretty soon. Going to be Arenas from 17. Didn't get it off the glass.
In fact, the last time I seen Ricky Birdsong, you and I both seen him right here last year with a great smile on his face. And Ricky was just finding a new way of life, out of coaching, and just so sad. There's that zone, got to attack that zone. El-Amin now not taking as much shot.
Connecticut has really struggled this half. 1 out of 7, 2 out of 8. That will help them.
3-point field goal.
3-pointer by Robertson stretches it back to 6, and Robertson's got 7 off the UConn bench.
Yeah, he's bumping right now, showing some physical. Oh, he just got knocked out of bounds on a screen by Jefferson. They get a charge, I believe.
He did the basket support on the way down.
They get a charge, I believe, on Jefferson with that screen, a legal screen.
Tim Calhoun looking for a traveling call. His team has traveled out to a 6-point lead. Grade 8 presented by EA Sports in night 1 here from United Center, Chicago. UConn leads by 6. Coming up next, Dan Patrick and Rich Eisen will have the grade 8 breakdown, interviews and analysis. Question of the night, the best freshman. And is Ken Griffey Jr. staying in Seattle? Those guys will have all the scores and highlights and those stories coming up in about 15 minutes. Arizona starters. We talked about the balance in the guys having 5 starters in double figures. Tonight only 2 so far there. But again, well-balanced scoring.
Well, you know what's really interesting there? Take a look at that baseline. Wright, Jefferson, and Woods. 4, 4, and 5 between the 3 big guys on the baseline. The freshmen are carrying them points production-wise from the perimeter.
Robertson's up, stop in the paint, and got it.
I'll tell you, I really like him, Brad. That kid is showing me he's going to be a big-time performer. Tony Robertson, high school All-American.
Got some hop in his game, doesn't he?
Yes, he does, and he's got a lot of confidence to his game.
Arenas blocked by Robertson out of bounds.
I'll tell you one thing, Albert Moore better watch out. He's going to lose a lot of PT, baby. He's going to lose a lot of playing time. Tony Robertson wants some playing time.
Robertson scores on one end, blocks a shot on the other.
I'll tell you one thing with Jim Calhoun, Lute Olson, coaches like those 3 guys. If you play and you play well, you get minutes. If you don't, you're not going to play.
Arizona's gone a couple of minutes without scoring now. They've been outscored by 6 by UConn, and the foul's going to be on Juan.
Look at that. El-Amin made the call. He can't believe it. How do they call a foul? He said, my buddy Juan.
Well, it looked like Woods threw an arm out there, like he threw his right arm out there in an attempt to get the left-handed hook shot and kind of smacked Juan in the chest, but it goes the other way. We get another look at it.
There comes Woods across the lane right now. Ooh.
Close.
Yeah, very close.
So Loren at the free throw line, misses.
I tell you, they're struggling on that free throw line. Look at Jim Calhoun. Look at Jimmy Singh. Look at Jimmy Singh. Oh, I can't believe it.
Well, he said about the same thing we said, basically.
Yeah, I can't believe it. He looks very relaxed tonight.
He's up by 8. Nothing to quite relax about yet, but they played pretty well.
They got a lot of good energy, as he told Jay Billis, and I agree. There's a really good energy to their game tonight. They didn't have that energy. I didn't think against Iowa.
Saunders on a miss. Arenas comes out of there with it. Lob ahead to Woods. That would have been a tough catch if he would have been 8 feet long.
Exactly. Maybe 9'1". He might have had a tough time catching that.
And Luke gives Arenas a frown.
Luke, one of his kids transferred, Ruben Douglas, who they felt could have helped this squad, put a lot of points on the board.
Arizona foul.
Wasn't willing to, I guess, be part of a program where he had to share the wealth and give it a rock up.
I bet Arenas is coming out. He is. He had a foul on one end and a bad pass on the other. And Jay, you got more down there at the baseline?
Well, Brad, it's a real learning experience for Gilbert Arenas in this ballgame. Lute Olson was telling him that pass to Loren Woods should only be thrown when he's 25 feet ahead of the crowd and there's no one around him. All that pass really did was lead Loren Woods. If he caught it out of bounds, it was a turnover waiting to happen, Brad.
And that coupled with what just went out on the other end is a 5-point swing as El-Amin hits his 4th three-pointer of the night, 16 for Khalid.
That's a big 3, good-looking 3. Got the wide-open 3 and made sure it counted. Hey, you talk about great point guards in America. Scooty Penn, Khalid El-Amin, Matt Santangelo, Pepe Sanchez. And you got to throw in Mateen Cleaves when he gets healthy. He'll be in that group. And oh, that team is going to be dynamite when they get Cleaves, Michigan State.
Khalid's got 4 of the 7 three-pointers that have gone in 11 attempts. Good hot shooting from outside the arc for UConn tonight. Now they lead by 10 again.
Tony Robertson handling the ball up on top. Khalid El-Amin wanted to post down inside. And then he gets nailed for an illegal screen. They nailed him for an illegal screen. He said, wait a minute, I'm the All-American. He's the freshman. You can't call that on me.
Yeah, they walk it the other way. They didn't call it on him.
Take a look down inside now. He's going to try to post. He wants to take a little Gardner down in the hole. He's going to take it down in the low blocks. But then he goes across the lane. And he bumped. Oh, yes, that was an illegal screen. Trying to make that horizontal screen little. He said, not me. Have you ever seen a player admit they've committed a foul?
Never.
Gee.
Not in the last 20 years, anyway. Anderson inside. Walton on a fadeaway on the baseline. Kept alive by Anderson. Nice job on the offensive glass. Just to kick it out there to Jefferson. Gardner and a blocking foul will be on Robertson.
I'll tell you, we're seeing a matchup, some solid baselines. When you talk about the greatest front courts in college basketball, you got to include Connecticut with its depth. And certainly you look at Wright and Jefferson and Woods. They got to be in that lineup, as well as Cincinnati and North Carolina will hook up tomorrow night. But tonight, there is no doubt that the Connecticut front court is getting the advantage over the Arizona front court.
Here's the Arizona backcourt at the free throw line. The future of this team, their backcourt, starting 2 freshmen. In fact, coming in, Arizona had 8 players on their roster entering the season who had never played for Arizona officially before.
I mean, that's an amazing achievement to be undefeated at this time of the year, and they do not play Cupcake City.
Nice steal by Woods on the inbound.
Shoulders and Chili give it up to the guard. Goes down inside and want the rock, Loren. Want the rock. Oh, he walked. He got away with a walk.
Walk. On a drive. Leaves it out for Jefferson.
Jefferson's been really quiet.
It's a big possession right here. He got it.
And that's where he's got to get in the lane. He's got those high wire, jumping ability, a skywalker, a lot of talent.
Lead went from 10 down to 6 in a hurry.
They're not going to go away, Brad. They're just those kind of kids.
Loren and Robertson on top. 3-pointer. Bosco with a follow.
Jake Bosco attacking the glass. Look at the big guy. Nobody blocked him out. Got a good lane to the basket and went right up with the tip and got the good conversion.
Jefferson again. Oh, big pileup over here away from the ball. No foul call. Gardner and Robertson colliding. Walton inside. Looking to pass. Kicks it back outside to Gardner. On the run. Woods again the rebound.
Good job. Now he's going to go up strong with it.
Steady fades to the baseline and buries
A
it.
little fading Jay, about a 7-1, but what a good aggressive play, getting the offensive rebound.
Keeps it at 6 with 12 to play. Brad Nussler, Dick Vitale, Jay Billis, John Saunders, and Digger Phelps and our ESPN crew. Night 1 of the Grade 8 United Center in Chicago. Jake Bosco, rebound, the miss by Anderson. Arizona can cut it to 4 if they score.
Give it to the big guy. He had him right there, Jason. Should have dumped it inside. Anderson to shoot the ball.
Anderson's going to take it and got it.
He can flat out shoot the ball. His daddy played for Lute Olson. Get a TO, baby, Jimmy C. The Cats are back. The Cats are back. The best in the Pac-10 in the 90s against the best in the Big East in the 90s.
The Cats have clawed back to within 4. Doing it in a variety of ways.
Whoa, look at that little fadeaway Jay, Mr. Nessler.
So it's 50-46. And there's a look again at Rick Anderson, a 6'8" sophomore from Long Beach. And he's fired up as well they should be. They were down by 11 in the first half, 7 at halftime, and 48-38 just a couple of minutes ago. Now it's 50-46.
You know, Anderson's dad played for Lute Olson at Long Beach Community College. He's the first father and son combo he's ever coached. I think these two clubs, you can see these clubs down the road big time come March. I mean, there's no doubt. In fact, if I had to look right now at potential Final Four teams from what I've observed, you got to have Cincinnati in that mix, certainly. I like Michigan State big time.
These two teams aren't bad either.
They got to be in the mix. Connecticut for sure. Maybe the youth of Arizona's guards, but they'll certainly be in the hunt. I mean, we got 6 of the top 7 teams in America under one roof, and as you said, we'll see the 7th on Saturday.
Talk about Lute at Long Beach State, and before that 11 years in high school. He's coached 1,186 basketball games. There's the front court comparison. A lot of rebounds, 40 points between the two teams. El-Amin pulls up from 15 and got another.
Isn't that what an All-American does, a PT player? Your club is beginning to struggle, and you come up and make the big play.
18 for El-Amin.
They got to still play with patience and poise, and that usually leads to points. The 3 Ps, Arizona.
Anderson, got up and down, got it to Walton though before he walked, and then blocked by Bosco.
I'll tell you, Walton's a great passer. What a beautiful pass. Woods don't like to pass the ball.
With a left hand. Good move by Woods. It just didn't drop.
Excellent move. Really an excellent move across the lane, utilizing the left hand. I think his stock is going up.
Yep.
He's a much better player than he was at Wake Forest.
Oh, no doubt about that.
Not even close. Seems to be so comfortable.
Lead back to 6, and we're under 10.5 minutes. Around a pick, Mooring. Got it.
They need that out of Albert Mooring. He can do that. That was his reputation coming in out of high school. Big-time shooter.
I think Arenas sprained his ankle on that play.
Yeah, it looks like he's hobbling.
And he's limping over to the Arizona bench.
That's going to be a big loss. They're not very deep at the perimeter.
I think he was trying to chase Mooring and was coming around the pick and his ankle went out. I'm not positive, but that seems to be where it happened.
Well, Lute Olson told me today, he said he thinks that he's going to play Richard Jefferson at some number 2.
10:15 left to play. Not quite the midway point of the second half. UConn maintains its lead 54-46. Every Hoops junkie needs ESPN's college basketball full court pay-per-view. It's the best way to see over 450 of the best college hoops games, no matter where you live. Call your cable company, DirecTV, at 1-800-DirecTV, or Dish Network, 1-800-333-DISH. Let's take a look at that. Arenas coming around the pick on the baseline, and you see right there, I think already his ankle is gone. If it's not, then it's definitely right there, and he's in some serious pain. Might even be a hip pointer. Maybe it wasn't his ankle. Might have been the hip that got hit.
He looks like he's in a lot of pain, and right now they're going to experiment, play Richard Jefferson. Jefferson out on the wing. Here's Jefferson now, playing out on the perimeter.
Right with a left hand.
They needed that out of the big guy. Because he's so effective down in the box inside. One of the best power players in America, down the low block.
And Saunders walked with it. Let's see if they try to get it to Michael Wright. Strong move. He has only 6 points, averaging almost 16.
And he really looked impressive in that last possession.
Jay, you have anything else on Arenas' injury?
Brad, Arenas pulled a hip flexor muscle. They're going to put some ice on it. He's going back into the locker room right now. It's not clear yet whether he'll be able to return to the ball game.
Probably going to hurt worse than an ankle.
I'll tell you right now, if you're Connecticut, you might want to try to keep the ball out of Gardner's hands and let other people handle the ball. Don't let him get it back. If I'm Khalid El-Amin right now, I'd try to deny him the basketball.
Wright missed, but Anderson with a nice offensive board had it partially blocked by Saunders. Wright gets a second try, might get a third try.
What a warrior. What a warrior. What a scrapper. What a guy who goes after tenacious competitor Michael Wright.
Finally a foul call. It's on Juan.
You know what's really impressive? Even if he's not having a great night, the fact that he hasn't stopped battling.
He missed the shot, then went back up, got the offensive rebound off the miss from Anderson. Just keeps working it.
Yeah, he keeps clearing people away. I mean, that's like a rebounding drill. I mean, that's a rebounding drill when a coach throws it up and says, just play, baby.
Pac-10 freshman of the year last season.
Had 12 double-doubles last year.
Substitution, number 43.
Best ever for a first-year Pac-10 player in rebounding. Almost 9 a game for Wright as Vosco checks back in.
See, it's nice. Connecticut's got the luxury of rotating 2 guys by committee into the post position. But they got 10 fouls to give there.
Michael got them both that time after missing his previous 2. So he's got 6 points in the half, 8 for the game, and the lead's down to 4 again.
He's starting to get a little bit more involved offensively now, Michael Wright. They're sitting in a matchup zone.
El-Amin looking for a pick from Vosco and takes the jumper and got it.
You got to get over the top of that screen. You cannot drift from the screen and go to the 4th man. You got to show and come out and get in El-Amin's face.
El-Amin's got 20 to lead everybody. Wright goes straight up with it over Vosco. Didn't get the bounce, but underneath, Walton, good offensive rebound. And now Jefferson comes out of the pile with it. A kick out and a whistle and a foul. Away from the ball. 8:36 remaining in the ball game from United Center in Chicago. This is night 1 of the Grade 8 presented by EA Sports. 2 more games tomorrow night. First game tonight, have you missed it? Michigan State 66-54 over Kansas. And this one, Connecticut has led most of the way and lead by 6, 56-50. Sports Center, Dan and Rich are standing by about 8.5 minutes from now. They'll have all the scores and highlights from around the country. Talk about the best freshmen in college basketball, whether Junior's going to stay in Seattle, and a look back at what went on here tonight. All that and more coming up on Sports Center. Dan Patrick and Rich Eisen following our game.
Hey, every time it looks like Connecticut's going to go away from them, all of a sudden Arizona comes up with a little spurt and a little run. Hey, Dan Patrick's got to get ready. I'm going to be on his show tomorrow, on his radio show. He's a big radio star. And he better be there tomorrow and not take a day off. He's getting Johnny Carson's schedule that he used to have years ago. He's earned it, does a great job.
56-52, 8:25.
Right in that matchup zone, see, they're trying to sneak right behind Gardner. There's an open area in that zone defense. You can slide somebody right in the gap.
Can't leave El-Amin open, though, if they set a pick out on top again.
They tried to rotate then right up by the high post area, which is wide open. See where El-Amin was? Wide open in there.
Block shot by Jefferson.
Not a good play.
And Jefferson on the other end behind.
Hello, Slim John, Dipsy Doo, Dunkaroo. Sir Richard Jefferson, and the Cats are back.
It's down to 2.
Just didn't feel they'll get away from him. This team is too talented. I'll tell you, Jefferson gets up and down the floor quickly from that number 2 slot. He's so explosive.
El-Amin that time didn't get around to pick Gardner. Stayed with him on the baseline. Deng drops it off to Mooring. They work it around. There's El-Amin. Got his man in the air. Nope. Foul before the shot on Jefferson. And Jefferson helps El-Amin up.
El-Amin really trying to carry this club offensively tonight.
7:28 though remaining in the ball game. Very much a ball game now, courtesy of the steal, the outlet, and the Jefferson jam.
Everyone.
For the second time this half, the lead's been cut to 2, Dick.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. We were talking about getting into the gap and seam, Brad. Take a look right here, right behind the foul line area. First of all, right there, Deng was open. Now he slides out and empties. Now here comes El-Amin. He's going to slide right behind the foul line, and he's wide open here. Right here. Freeze it. See, right here. He's got to get the ball in this area here. Makes things happen once he's in this lane. And then he's going to go right through again. Look, freeze it. Right here. Got to get the ball to the big fella. He'll make things happen. He's the big fella when the rock's in his hands.
Big little fella.
Yeah, big little fella. And there's the kick out. Jason Gardner to Mr. Jefferson. And it's up, up, and away. He's one of the real high risers and elevator man, Richard Jefferson.
That is the shot that cut it down to 2. El-Amin still leads the way in scoring by both clubs. 20 points, 4 out of 7, as you saw outside the arc. They're going to need his shooting before this one's over, too, I can guarantee you.
They're trying to match up on Mr. El-Amin everywhere he is on the floor. He's trying to get open on that wing. See, Jefferson's got great size out there. He can bother to look for the shot from the perimeter.
Robertson almost tripped and walked with it, but got it down low to Saunders. Freeman, now it's El-Amin. He is open. Missed the jumper, though, and Jefferson clears it off to Gardner.
They made the extra pass, got the good shot on the offensive set.
Gardner threw it away. And El-Amin almost turned it over, did. Double dribble.
Double dribble, he knows it. Hands the ball pretty official.
Each point guard turned it over within about 10 seconds.
Both these coaches know a little bit about winning. Jim Calhoun, as we said, has dominated the Big East. And certainly Arizona's dominated the Pac-10 in the 90s. Let's look at the turnovers. Right now, give Woods some touches inside. They got to give Loren Woods some touches. He's got to flash and want the ball. He's got to want the ball.
And a foul away from the ball. I think it's going to be on Robertson.
Tony Robinson getting a lot of playing time. Look at Loren Woods. 7'1", got long arms.
So that's going to send Anderson to the free throw line.
Good shooter.
He is a 83% free throw shooter. First trip tonight.
He's really coming on strong. He and Walton are giving him positive minutes. Oh, he comes up empty.
Boy, should have left him alone.
Yes. Solomon Wan's got to get some touches on the interior. If you go inside, outside, that's when good things happen.
Robertson high off the glass. The foul by Wan.
See, Wan gets his final, gets his hands on it on the conversion on the offensive end, on the offensive rebound.
Back to a 4-point lead. Wan has 9 rebounds to go with his first basket of the night.
Yeah, 9 rebounds and has not played a lot of minutes. He's matched up right now against Michael Wright.
Wright had something going there for a while, and now he hasn't touched it again.
That's a bad shot right there by Jason Gardner. Forced that shot.
That's 2 turnovers in the last 3 trips by Gardner, showing his freshmanism, if there's such a word.
I like that. Freshmanism. I like that. I thought maybe I was the kind of guy who creates words like that. Not you. You're a little bit too articulate.
I've been sitting next to you for 8 years.
You're so smooth.
Second personal, 7.
Picks up the foul.
El-Amin a little upset right there because he made a great look to Saunders and they didn't get the kind of layup that he wanted out of it. Kevin Freeman's been really quiet. Kevin Freeman's been very quiet. He was brilliant in the Big East tournament last year, was the MVP. Arenas back on the floor.
So his hip's good enough to come back out there.
Jefferson did a nice job playing the 2 slot for a few minutes.
8 points tonight for Freeman.
Came out of a great high school in terms of basketball, Patterson Catholic. Teammate, as we said earlier, Tim Thomas, now in the NBA, played a little at Villanova, who lost the other night to Massachusetts. Hoosier Flint needed that big win, and that's certainly a big win. Anytime the Atlantic 10 can get a win over the Big East, there are a lot of smiles in that conference.
Kevin, the MVP of the Big East tournament last year.
Yeah, he was sensational in that tournament.
Got both free throws. And now it's back to a 6-point lead. Arizona had it cut down to 2 and a chance to tie or lead. They threw it away. They came down on the next time, and Gardner took an off-balance shot. And all of a sudden, that deuce is 6.
And that shows some of the toughness of these Connecticut kids. You don't win a national title and not be a bunch of tough kids.
Woods had a nice move on the baseline, but had it stripped as he was trying to go to the basket with it. Now, El-Amin says, slow it down. We got 5.5 minutes to play. We're up 6.
You know, I mentioned the toughness. Certainly you missed the shooting touch, the velvet touch of Richard Hamilton, but they missed the toughness of Ricky Moore.
That's right. Great defender. We'll get some clutch shots. Here's Robertson in the paint. Woods over the back on Juan.
Gotta get Juan for the foul, I believe. They're going to bring Woods to the front line. Yeah.
Suleiman picks up his. Oh, I said 4th. That's his 5th. They just announced. So he's done.
Yeah, to bring an Aju Deng on the floor. How many we got down there for Bosco?
Bosco's got 4 also.
He's got 4, so he's bringing Deng in.
10 rebounds for Suleiman.
Yeah, he did a nice job on the
3 block
glass.
shots.
Did a nice job on the glass. Good role player coming off that bench. He's looking at Jake Bosco with 4 fouls right now. He's talking to his buddy Sullivan. They go at it every day in practice. Dave Lato doing some coaching on that sideline along with Carl Hobbs on that fine staff.
Woods at the line. He's hit his last 2. He's 4 out of 5 from the stripe. 14 points for Loren.
I wonder how Tommy Hamilton feels when he hears this guy say, you know what? I almost really went to Seton Hall. He said, I really liked it there. He said, when I went there, it was a little cold. When I went to Arizona, the sun was shining.
A little bit of difference.
He said, that was the decision. I went for the warm weather.
Tommy's doing all right with his recruits and everything himself.
Oh, he's got a great class coming in next year. But, you know, Lute Olson's had a lot of success with transfers. Ben Davis came out of Kansas. Also, think of Chris Mills from out of Kentucky. Brian Williams from Maryland. Tom Tolbert from Cal Irvine. They've all been successes and went on to the NBA.
Inside, El-Amin got his man up, had it stripped, got it back, tried to put it over Woods, and blocked it.
No way, baby. He's going to get that over the 7-1.
Gardner's now got to make some wise choices here. They're running out of time to close this gap. It's 5. That's a pretty good choice right there.
That's a great choice. If he catches the ball that deep and he seals inside and he gets into the lane, he's automatic. If he can get that 3-second area, you cannot stop him. He's so super strong.
3-point game, 60-57 UConn.
Now here's where the experience Khalid El-Amin means so much to a basketball team. So valuable, understands what a big shot is.
Saunders didn't get the pick out deep enough for him, and Gardner came right around with him. There, he got around Gardner on the outlet pass and got it.
There's the big guy stepping up again. I call him big guy. I don't care if he's 5'11", man. He's a big guy with a rock's in his hand.
Don't worry, he's not 5'11" either.
I know.
Here's Woods and
Hello, sliding and gliding down the lane. Jam City, Loren Woods.
62-59.
I like his agility and mobility, and I like the rhythm of this game. This game's got a nice rhythm to it.
Here's the lob underneath. Woods got a piece of that. Gardner comes out of there with it. 2-on-1, ahead to right. Tough catch, got it.
Nice catch, good angle, gets the conversion.
Woods comes up with it.
We may need a TO, baby. Huskies may need a TO.
Lead is down to 1.
Oh, my nephew's getting all nervous. He's a student at UConn. My nephew, Christopher, don't get nervous, Christopher.
Might be nervous time, Christopher. Here's Woods on the jam.
He's an engineering student. Oh, nice look right here. There's the catch by Wright, and that was a tough catch. Fortunately, he's a left-handed player.
Right.
Being a left-handed player, that made that play just a little bit easier.
Speaking of people watching the game tonight, want to say hello to a friend of ours in Minden, Nebraska. Jeff Krull's watching the game tonight. He's got some friends said he's a huge fan of college basketball and Mr. Vitale. And it's probably kind of cool in Minden, Nebraska tonight. But Jeff, we hope we're warming it up with this game, 62-61.
Yeah, Jeff, we sent our best to you, baby. I'll tell you, we got some great hoops on Saturday coming up, Brad.
We got a doubleheader at noon. You and I will be at Phillips Arena, the brand new home of the Hawks and the Thrashers, as Georgia Tech will take on third-ranked Stanford. And then at 9 Eastern, number 22 Kentucky and number 9 Maryland. So a couple big games Saturday on ESPN.
That's a rematch. Kentucky and Maryland played earlier this year.
Kentucky won tonight. El-Amin trying to set that pick. Gardner's just not buying it anymore. He's running around whoever's there. Mooring, jumper, wow. Got up in the air, made an adjustment, looked around, thought about passing, and still nailed the jump shot.
You don't need
61.
You don't need to play the air. Bosco with a great pass.
And Bosco just made a play right there, just swiped the ball from Walt.
He did a great job finding the offside, looking to the weak side once the ball came into the post area. We call it the zigzag maneuver. Catch it on one side, bring it and zag it to the other side.
Another nice play by Voskuhl on the defensive end is giving it back to UConn. Now they lead by 3 with 2.5 to go.
Nice screen by Voskuhl.
Three-pointer go.
Hey, Voskuhl created that with a screen. Little things you will not see in the scorebook. The good pass, the good screen.
Gardner, scoop shot right, trying to work for the offensive rebound. And the ball still loose.
Wow, wow. They're playing like it's a national championship game, baby. These guys are getting after a lot of intensity, a lot of emotion. Even the Zebras are in it. Look at the Zebras.
Those last two shots by Mooring have made it again a 6-point game.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the Great Eight is presented by EA Sports and NASCAR 2000. If it's in the game, it's in the game. And in part by Lexmark and their passion for printing ideas. And by Nike.
2:14 remaining. Sports Center is 2:14 from now. It's 67-61. UConn holding on to a 6-point lead.
I'll tell you, take a look right here. We talked about bringing the ball into the middle of the floor and then looking to the opposite side. Right here. We're going to show you the ball going inside. Freeze it. See, right here. And he knows that he's got a teammate to the offside. It's going there, and it's going there, baby. And then look at Mr. Olsen on the inside there. Hey, you're getting 2 for 1 now. Look at the coaching box. And there's the great pass by Voskuhl. Alvin Mooring knocks it down. And Lute Olsen shows just the unbelievable frustration as coaches have to sit through that.
And Jefferson missed the outside jumper, and El-Amin slowly brings it up.
Now he'll manage the clock.
UConn in command now with 2 minutes left.
Very smart player, Brad. This kid's got a good basketball IQ.
He's talking. He's directing people.
He backs up that talk, too. He
Yes,
really
he does. Mooring. Got some help.
I call him the Muhammad Ali of college basketball.
Because he can back it up.
Oh, yes, baby. He can back it up.
Now Mooring's got to put one up. Oh, he got it to Voskuhl at the buzzer.
Why doesn't Jake Voskuhl shoot more? Oh, look at the steal on the inbounds. Look at the steal.
And now Saunders.
Dan Patrick and Rich Eisen. The Huskies are jumping with joy.
Saunders went over a 7-footer.
He's going to wave it off.
And offensive interference.
Going to get a timeout. Oh, Connecticut in the last 2 minutes showed why they were national champs last year. Just great play.
Saunders just a little bit pumped up, as well he should be. As Mooring got that steal, Saunders coming down full steam ahead, and a 7-footer in his way, and still watch what happens. There's Mooring with the steal, the corner of the screen, and the dish coming up.
He's going to catch a trailer.
Right there.
Catch a trailer. There's the trailer. And there's Edmund showing why he was Mr. Basketball in Connecticut in high school. Look at Voskuhl making like a cheerleader. The surfer boy. Look at him. The surfer boy. Look at this. Oh, yes. He says, I love it. I'm a champ. I'm a superstar. Oh, Mr. Saunders.
That one will probably make Sports Center. He went over Loren Woods with 1:16 left. UConn 21 points off Arizona miscues. Dan Patrick, Rich Eisen are waiting on Sports Center. 1:16 We talked about the stories they'll look at. Breakdown, interview, and analysis of this. The best freshman, junior, and whether or not he's going to stay in Seattle, and all the other football news, scores, and highlights. Dan and Rich standing by.
I thought he was leaving Seattle. I thought he didn't want to play there. I thought he wanted to go elsewhere. I thought he was going to join his daddy down in Cincinnati. What are they waiting for? I'll make the trade for him.
He's kind of hoping he was going to come to Atlanta.
Oh, wow. Maybe they'll get Alex Rodriguez in Atlanta. They need a shortstop.
He'd be all right.
Oh, I love Alex. Wow, he would be fantastic in Atlanta.
UConn has scored 9 points since it was a 1-point game. They have taken over the last 2 minutes.
And one of the keys right here, we talked about Albert Morey becoming an important player with this team, and he showed why he's important here down the stretch. And so did this guy. Mr. Bosco really made some big plays.
And how about Tony Robertson off the bench? 10 points right now, chance to make it 11, and pretty much put this game out of reach.
Yeah, he really has been productive off the bench, Tony Robinson. Got a lot more playing time. Morey made some big shots.
And foul out. Arenas trying to work the baseline.
See, if they can solve the #2 slot, get really good point production from Robertson and Morey there, their baseline is better than adequate. I mean, when you talk about comparing their baseline with most baselines in America, they rate right there with anyone. The bottom line is they're solid at the point guard slot. They got to get guys to step up at the #2 slot.
Gilbert Arenas, who went in earlier with a hip flexor muscle strain, came back out at the free throw line. First point since he went out and came back from the locker room.
I'll tell you one thing, the McKeel Center will be electric on Saturday when Michigan State comes in trying to put an end to that 35-game win streak.
Michigan State played like gangbusters for about 30 minutes tonight, and then it got interesting.
And they had to hang on for a while. Kansas made that great run, really caught them, and then ultimately Michigan State took over. Peterson made something
with a walk on the baseline, so keeping Arizona interest up.
Jim Calhoun, he's inviting some people out to dinner. He says, I want to spend some of that 900 G's. Come on, guys, let's go. I'll take the refs out. I'll take all the people out in the stands. Let's spend some of that cash. Going to take him over to coaches.
He's got his own place to eat. He doesn't have to spend any money.
I know. Look at him standing there, king of the hoop swirl in the state of Connecticut.
Jefferson makes a tough catch on the inbound. Over Bosco, got a piece of it.
Bosco did a great job right there defensively.
And then Mooring picks up a cheap one, just trying to tip the ball out of there. Bosco has played great the last 5 minutes or so. He's really made an impact with his defense. Block shots, hit 6 points in this half.
And he's having a lot of fun. He really seems to be having fun. I like those sideburns. I used to have birds like that when I was a kid. I swear, at East Rutherford High School in New Jersey, I used to have birds like that.
I've seen pictures of those birds of yours.
Wow.
That and the coach you wore that you should have burned.
Yeah.
Bosco checks back out.
They got to really congratulate this kid. He came in and made 3 big plays. Set a great screen, made a great pass, a nice little jumper.
Underneath, Wright, who's not been as big a factor as they would have hoped he would have been. But he has had a good half.
Michael Wright will be a star in the Pac-10. You can count on him being all Pac-10 this year.
Well, our EA Sports player of the game will give you one guess.
Oh, yes,
he comes in a small package with, wait, a short package. You know what I mean. 22 points.
And he carries a big stick, baby.
Yes, he does.
Yes, sir. The Muhammad Ali, he's the champ.
He set the pace for this game with 3 threes in the first half, 13 points at halftime. And this guy's done as good a job as anybody, Tony Robertson, off the bench.
Yeah, Robertson, I think this is a grown-up game for him, a game where he can really develop some confidence in himself and really believe he can flat-out play. I think he has that about him, but this will help him mentally because he did it against some outstanding young guards.
Career high 13 points for Robertson and Gardner.
I tell you, what a program they've developed up in Connecticut. I mean, what Jim Calhoun has done with that program used to be years ago in the Yankee Conference, has taken it to where it's the dominant program in the Big East. He's got another great recruiting class coming in next year.
Shot blocked on the inside. Timeout taken.
Look at him right there. He's still in the game. I mean, he's not worried about last year. That's all memories. I mean, he sang in Chicago here at Wrigley Field.
He's not singing right now. I don't think you want to hear what he's singing to Tony Robertson. Don't forget, tomorrow we've got 2 more. As the Great 8 continues, presented by EA Sports. We've got Temple and Gonzaga, and we've got Cincinnati and North Carolina. That's our twin bill tomorrow night on ESPN. So Arizona came in unbeaten. Stick said they host Michigan State this Saturday. And Michael Wright, not enough of him tonight. Had 14 points, though. Arenas still going in the paint. You got it.
I'll tell you, he's a big-time player. He and Gardner. The one area where Connecticut did a great job is they really shut down the great running game of Arizona.
And a foul as Mooring tried to just clear it back out to El-Amin.
Arizona's outstanding in transition.
The Arizona fouls on number 22, Jason Gardner.
Loren Woods, pretty good game tonight for him. 16 points. Blocked 3 shots.
They made some great plays. He's got to be able to go a little bit more aggressively, finish some plays on the inside. I often think that he doesn't realize how good he can be.
That's probably a pretty good point. Timeout taken by UConn.
30-second timeout, Connecticut.
30-second timeout with 23 remaining.
Got a poise of Lute Olson under control. Look at some of the rule changes this year. Teams have 5 30-second timeouts. First one's called. Becomes a full timeout, as you see. The hell ball is now alternate possession, which I can't tolerate. I wish they would just throw the ball up and let coaches coach and really eliminate that nonsense going to an arrow. Experimental. I mean, you got to get rid of this one. The 10-team foul rule has no shot to make it next year. It's become a disaster. Only 6 in the lane to eliminate a lot of contact. Not a bad idea, but that 10-team foul will not make it.
We saw that utilized a couple times in those first games we did at the Garden. Remember that?
Yep, I see coaches now in that situation, though. They just foul, they come out, and they just simply say, try to make the steal. If you don't make the steal, foul. They're going to take it out again anyway.
And we got another foul with 18.2 left.
Well, you and I got to get some rest, go to the hotel, get a little rest to get ready for another doubleheader tomorrow.
Do it again tomorrow.
Gonzaga, and the big news is whether or not Pepe Sanchez will play for Temple. And then North Carolina, will they have the energy coming from Buffalo? Take it on the #1 team in America. I can't wait to see the SWAT. I mean, you talk about a human eraser, Kenyon Martin.
Yeah, he's a good one. So you want to join us tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel.
The MVP in a big tournament up in Hilo, and against Iowa State, he had 22 points, 9 block shots, and 9 rebounds. And Iowa State's got a great kid, doesn't get a lot of notoriety, Marcus Fizer.
El-Amin 23 tonight to lead everybody.
Yeah, he came out, took charge, he was going to shoot the rock right out of the gate. I think he got a little bit tired reading about all those freshman guards. He said, it's time for a little lesson, baby.
Arenas misses. Voskuhl, another tough rebound. Here's the outlet. This is going to be Tony Robertson on the fly.
He deserves it. He's had a big day. Tony Robinson, what a big night.
Career high 15 for Tony. The bench for UConn has outscored Arizona's 24-4.
Connecticut 78.
So Jim Calhoun's club goes to 6-1. Lute Olson's falls to 6-1. And 78-69 is the final. Don't forget, Dan Patrick, Rich Eisen, standing by. Sports Center is coming up next. And don't forget, we've got 2 more big games tomorrow in the Grade 8 presented by EA Sports. Temple Gonzaga starts things off, and North Carolina and top-ranked Cincinnati will be next in line. For Jay Billis and Dick Vitale, we're ready. Hope you are again tomorrow.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, proud to celebrate another moment from our first 20 years. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network. Go.com. ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.